Darren, I have followed your career since 1999. You started out as a stand-up comedian and you did television commercials.
I did.
In 2001, your life changed drastically. You won Toastmasters World Champion of Public Speaking, and you have never looked back. The story of how hard you worked to become #1 is legendary. You studied, you scrutinized, you analyzed the top speeches for the last 10 years to see what they had in common. What did they have in common?
I did intense studies, and there's videos of the winning speeches. And I studied 10 years of contest videos with 9 contestants. That's 90 world-class speeches.
These were the world champions.
World champions. Well, the world champion contest. So
Yes.
9 contestants each year, 10 years. And I created a tape of just the winners, and I watched it over and over and over again. And I really became a sponge, and it's almost like Tom Brady watching game tape. You know, I'm watching it looking for the finite things, and several things that really stood out when communication is so important. And number one, it's the clarity of the message. You know, how clear is the message? To be able to get up in front of an audience and speak, that's one thing, and it takes a certain amount of confidence to do that. But to leave a message that lasts, clarity is important. Having one of the things when I studied the world champions before me that I noticed that they paused longer than everyone else. But it wasn't just, you know, I love Toastmasters, a very important part of my life, National Speakers Association. And we've all learned of the pause. But too many people, they pause for effect, which that's like drama. And that is not what we do in public speaking. We should pause, which I learned from my coach, Patricia Fripp, pause to allow the audience to reflect. Don't pause for effect. Pause so we can reflect.
In other words, so they can catch up to what you're saying.
Well, not necessarily catch up, but to think. Most of learning comes in reflection. So if I ask a you-focused question, which is one of the other things that I learned from studying the other champions, is they constantly used the most powerful word that we have in communication is you. You, because you means you, but you can also mean plural, you, your audience. So it's a very powerful word, but every time I say the word you, I pull the audience into me and my presentation and my message. And if I ask a you-focused question, can you remember when you had one of the most challenging times in your life? The audience needs to go back into their memory banks and reflect and think of that moment. And okay, now I have it, now I can reconnect with you. But too many presenters, whether it's a corporate presentation or a formal presentation, they'll say, can you remember a moment in your life? And then they'll go on to something else, and it's like, wait, slow down. I didn't have that moment. So often what I find is a lot of communicators, because they are uncomfortable with the silence, they actually create a barrier between themselves and the audience, because they're not willing to let the audience reflect.
Stage time.